have primary control of critical vehicle functions. Roger roll, Discovery.
Hello and welcome to Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben. As always, I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
And today our subject is the fastest man on Earth. That is not Usain Bolt. Apparently still holds the record, running on foot. This guy did it on a rocket sled. He's called Dr. John Paul Stapp.
What? So it's not Yokozuna?
No, but I would like to see Yokozuna strapped into this rocket sled.
Fastest.
I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, the fastest man, not the fattest.
Oh.
Yeah, that confused the fuck out of me.
Next on my notes.
I mean, it was like the fastest man. And I go, fastest man, okay, fastest man. And then you're like, oh, I'll make loads of fat jokes. I'm like, did I miss fattest man? What's going on?
Sorry.
Well, the fattest man on earth would just be a documentary myself.
Oh, harsh. No, we haven't had to peel you out the chair yet.
Not yet. I'm getting there. Fuck me. I've probably doubled in weight over lockdown.
Many have.
Yeah, you're not the only one, mate.
I'm going to have that thing that the astronauts have where their muscles waste away when they've been in space.
What, muscular atrophy?
That's the one.
Well, it'll be okay. As long as you're not washing yourself with a rag on a stick yet, you're okay.
I'll get my cat to clean me.
That is grim as fuck.
No, it's nice. It's bonding.
There you go.
No, that's wrong as fuck. I'm sorry.
No, he didn't say cleaning. He didn't say cleaning his bollocks. He just said cleaning his face.
I thought that was implied.
No, you pervert.
No, I lick my own bollocks clean. A man's bollocks to his own bollocks.
Yeah, come on, Ben.
Sorry, I just thought it was implied the cat was giving him an all-over tongue bath.
Sorry,
I just thought it was implied.
Well, no, my cat is literally on my lap as we speak, so I feel weird about this.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, move on. Don't listen to Ben, Rowley. Don't listen to Ben.
Okay, well, let's thank some new and returning listeners, and then we'll do some weird news before we crack on with the main cut and thrust of it.
Sounds good.
I'll go first for the weird news. Oh, Mike, you go first. Sorry. I'm getting the running order.
Okay, let's thank some new and returning listeners. Watertown, Wisconsin. Aubrey, Texas. Keller, Texas. Adelaide, Australia. Sarasota, Florida. Oslo, Norway. Sydney, Australia. Lugano, Switzerland. Milton, Canada. Wigan, UK. Harrow, UK. Marky 8, UK. Bowling Green, Kentucky. London, UK. Madrid, Spain. Top 3. Lawrence, Kansas. Boulder, Colorado. And Chaffee, Missouri.
Chaffee?
Chafee.
Is it Chaffee, is it?
I don't know.
Well, it's CHAFFE.
Yeah,
Oh, it's Chaffee then, isn't it?
Yeah. Chaff rhymes with staff.
I was just thinking Bowling Green, Colorado. Was it Bowling Green, Kentucky? So I go, guess what's there?
Bowling, Colorado. No, what's it called? No, that's all wrong. Bowling, Colorado.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Well, nevertheless, thank you all for listening, even if we can't pronounce where you live.
Okay.
What happened then?
So I just shouted duck really loud.
Okay.
Right, Scott.
Moving
All
on.
right, then. Do the first bit of weird news then.
Let's get the boys' views on this week's weird news.
NASA says this asteroid will get so close it could smash into Earth satellites. Some more good news for the future. An asteroid roughly the size of the Eiffel Tower passed by Earth on Friday, and NASA scientists say its next flyby in 2029 might result in a collision with orbiting satellites. On Friday night, the asteroid 99942 Apophis, named after the ancient Egyptian demon serpent god of chaos.
What are they naming him after him for? It's just asking for trouble.
Because it's metal as fuck.
Name it after the goddess of flowers.
Oh, great. So when it comes hurtling through the atmosphere, oh, look, there's Daphne.
Yeah, but you're just tempting it now, calling it the fucking god of chaos, aren't you?
Yeah, but it's a more metal name.
It certainly is.
You know, calling it Comet Daphne or something like that isn't the same.
I still think you're tempting the gods by calling it that.
Well, it's gonna come apparently within 19,800 miles of the planet the next time it comes around in 2029. That is less than the distance between the Earth and the Moon.
Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
They did actually think it was gonna hit us in 2029.
Is a cult of people going to kill themselves as it passes over? If not, shall we start one?
I think an interesting business opportunity.
Definitely.
Heaven's Gate 2.0.
Yeah, we can have our own branded sneakers.
Yeah.
And tracksuit.
Away team written on the jackets, but as everybody kills themselves, we'll just do a runner with the money.
And can we have red shirts like on Star Trek?
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah, because we'll just die.
Well, actually, we'll have to have captain's jackets. And they'll have to have red shirts.
We're blagging people, aren't we? We're not going to actually do it, are we?
No. Well, no, but we'll be the captains of this ship, so...
But won't they be suspicious? Like, why do you get a special captain's one?
Oh, we're the leaders of the cult.
Yeah, but we should just blag them and wear the same as them until they're gone. Then we put the glamorous, then we load it up.
Well...
When they're gone.
I think we should do it on the day. There's no getting out of it then.
All right.
Once they've taken the stuff, we sort of turn up with captain's outfits on.
Fair enough.
Right,
okay.
With that.
As long as we get their gold at the end of it.
Oh, we're getting the gold, yeah.
So that matters.
Then we'll just do a runner to Brazil. Be fine.
Did they say how big this comet was, Ben?
Yeah, it's as wide as the Eiffel Tower is tall. It's 1,120 feet.
Fuck. That's pretty big.
You'll be able to see it with the naked eye.
I believe, as the French would say, fucking hell.
Yeah, probably say something like that.
It's a Gazi Tower.
Sacre bleu.
Mad, I'd imagine, if it hits.
Oh, coulé le poulet.
And then something about a Soissons nerve.
Something like that.
Well, if it hits France, it won't be all too bad, will it?
Yeah, but the wave, it won't be culturally, that'll be amazing, but the wave that hits Britain will be geographically very disastrous.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Plus all that dust and debris coming up.
You know what I mean? We'd rather it hit Russia.
Well, yeah. It's as far away as possible from us, so that's great. I mean,
well, technically New Zealand is...
Well, that'll do then.
Yeah.
Oh, so smug about no COVID. Ooh, gone. Gone. So smug now, are you?
Yeah. Well, you can only presume that they'll send up Bruce Willis with a team of ragtag drillers.
Oh, God, here we go. They might as well. Why did they train? No, we're not waiting. Shouldn't have trained drillers to be spaceship men. They should have trained spaceship men to be drillers.
You can't train drilling gas. It's an art form. It's a gift.
No, it's not an art form. It's literally incredibly technical and precise.
Nah, you've either got a natural feel for it or you haven't.
Get to fuck. I'm not having it.
Oh, we've got to do Armageddon one day as a movie episode.
Despite best advice, I watched the most recent installment of the Die Hard franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Any good?
I genuinely just got bored.
Oh,
It
fuck.
could be any. It's like it could be any action film, but like Bruce is like, "Hey, my name's John McClane." Honest. See what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's not very John McClane. He's in Russia on holiday.
Well, of all the places to go.
Oh yeah. Anyway, dope. Comets. Sorry, comets.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But it might take out our satellites if it comes a bit closer than they think, or it might hit us.
What will happen to the port of the GPS? Fuck.
All gone, mate.
We'll be lost with blue balls. What tragedy.
Yeah, because no more porn, no more internet, no more GPS, no more communications.
You'd have to go to the old school way of fighting porn in the woods.
Nobody's there to leave it anymore, Mike. The cycle's been broken. No,
It'll
we're
be
just...
re-established without the technology.
Yeah, but for the first few painful months, it'll just be us wandering around in the woods with useless hard-ons. Over. Where's all the porn?
Moving on then.
To some cheery news, gravedigger dead after being buried alive while working in cemetery.
Well, it's a shitter, isn't it?
So he got murdered first in the cemetery. What? I'm confused. Tell me the story.
Okay, a 42-year-old cemetery worker was killed after a grave he was digging collapsed in on itself and buried him alive.
Oh, God. What a nightmare.
So bitterly ironic.
I know. He was literally digging his own grave and didn't realise.
The universe can really fuck with you, can't it?
Yeah, until that ironic last second when it dawned on him.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, God. As his last breaths desperately escaped, gasping body. Fuck, this is really silly. I bet it's the papers. Sorry.
Rodwin Allicock. Oh, God. He's suffered all life with that fucking name. And now he's buried himself alive in his own grave and he's dug for himself.
Here lies Ali. Dug his own grave.
Oh, and he's black in America. Oh, this is just tragic.
Should point out that we're not laughing at the victim here, guys.
Allicock died after the accident at Washington Memorial Park in Mount Sinai on New York's Long Island on Tuesday morning. The grave he was working on was more than 7 feet deep, with Rodwin levelling out the bottom of the hole when the accident happened. His co-workers frantically tried to dig him out after the accident. Tragically, they were too late to save him, and he was pronounced dead at the scene.
It should be pointed out they don't know what caused the grave to collapse.
Fate.
So maybe he was murdered.
It collapsed because of poor workmanship. It was Roddy's own fault.
Was it Shoddy from Roddy?
Yeah, Shoddy Roddy, that was his nickname.
I bet that wasn't his nickname. Not with a surname like that.
Street dick.
Oh,
Subway wank.
Rest in peace, Mr. Allicock.
From your bitterly ironic death. What a tragedy.
Oh, motorway penis. Sorry.
Let's move on.
God, yeah, all right. Oh, you waiting for me?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Sorry, I thought there was more to Mr. Ali Khan.
No, that's it. Sadly.
Just the tragic irony in his funny last name.
Well, like you said, Mike, a life of suffering. It was bound to end in a silly comedy way, wasn't it, with a name like... Okay. Star's home claims her ghost haunts the Hollywood mansion as she reports hearing weird noises at night and says guests feel the spirit hugging them.
It's a Marilyn Monroe lookalike.
Dear. The Marilyn Monroe lookalike who lives in the actress's former home has claimed the Hollywood mansion is being haunted by the late icon's ghost. Jasmine Chiswell, 25, from Lanarkshire, Scotland, is a dead ringer for the film star and took social media by storm last year after she began sharing video tours of the home Monroe shared with Joe DiMaggio in the 50s. Hang on. Can I just make myself a lookalike of someone and then they give me their house?
I suppose she's had to buy it or at least rent it or do something to get it because, I mean...
She's a fucking good lookalike then. Shit, you know. Okay.
She does look like her, I'll give her that.
Right. She said that a psychic told her that the house is being haunted by the ghosts of Marilyn and Joe. Yes, she does look like her. I can see the pictures now. Oh, boobs. Oh. Appearing on the program today, she said, there's been so many weird things have happened. Boopy doop. My husband and I have tried to debunk the things we hear, but so many people have experienced things we just can't explain. People feel like they're getting hugged. We've heard some weird voices, and we hear footsteps every single night. It happens all the time. Well, what do you think, boys?
I think it's really unlikely and she's probably just trying to make some money.
It's publicity. Done, for God's fuck's sake. I look like her. I'm so obsessed. I look like her, and I bought her house, and I'm not making as much as I thought I would. So, fuck off.
I mean, she's come from Scotland to living in Marilyn Monroe's house. Something's gone on there.
I look a bit like fucking Marilyn Monroe, you know, that fucking place there, you know. Yeah, I know. No, I'm not fucking cat.
It is interesting how she managed to go from like Lanarkshire, Scotland to LA living in. I want to know who her husband is.
I look at Marilyn Monroe, don't you know? Look at me. Look at me tats.
How much money do you think she spent?
All of it. Oh, God bless her. Well, you know, maybe she could keep Prince Harry company.
Maybe.
So what do you guys think of the old Prince Harry?
Well, on one hand, I mean, I'm really not surprised that the family's fucking racist. We knew that anyway. That's not a shock.
Exactly.
You know?
Like, Granddad literally, didn't he say that he thinks we could solve world hunger through cannibalism?
Is that what he said? Would surprise me.
We'll just eat the African.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, bless him.
Yeah, so that wasn't a fucking shock, was it? I mean, I feel for her. You know, she says that she was suffering, and obviously my heart goes out to her. But
we're all.
She should, you know, she should try fucking living on minimum wage.
Exactly,
and she'll know what fucking suffering is. Do you know what I mean?
I just can't believe Harry is shocked because, you know what I mean. Like, what did he expect? Like, you know, I come from like the most poshest, most upper crust country family in the entire country. You know, literally the poshest people in the country. I took home a darkie and they all kicked off. I can't believe it. I didn't see it coming at all. What the fuck, Harry? You fucking bellend. You could, even if your parents own a small holding, one Land Rover, like, and a house that's paid off, that's worth, like, say, $250, they're definitely going to be weird if you take a black girl home. Take one home to the royal. What did he expect? It's like everybody kicked off. I can't believe it. It's just American as well. Apparently that didn't go down either. Fucking hell.
No, the last time an American got with a royal, he had to abdicate.
Exactly, the king had to give up being the fucking king. What's he fucking expect the Nazi dressing stupid fucking ginger bellhead fucking not the real fucking prince's son twat expect?
Hang on, you were firmly of the opinion that he was Charles's when we did our Diana episode.
I changed my mind. I saw a picture.
I told you, didn't I?
Well, fuck. Now he's all like, quit the royal family. Look at me. I don't want attention. Look at me. Need some money. Fucking hell. It turns out like personal security is actually very fucking expensive when you have to pay for it yourself.
I think it's a perfect time now to abolish the fucking monarchy.
Yeah, because I'm on fucking James Corden, for fuck's sake. Shoot us all. Shit, the world has just fucking devolved into an utter shit show of wank, and I want no part of it.
And you notice there's been more uproar about this Meghan thing than there ever was for fucking Prince Andrew. He's a fucking nonce.
I was just about to say that.
Unbelievable.
All these people going on like, oh yeah, the Queen's all right, she is. She's God bless her Majesty. You know, how dare they do this? And he's like, her son's a nonce. Why aren't you more outraged about that?
I saw a poll the other day. Do you know what the Queen's approval rating is in England?
I don't know. I wouldn't like to say 63%.
69.
Yeah. It's a number I never wanted to associate with Her Majesty, in all fairness.
Well, don't you know, one son is a nonce, the other one is life. I just keep my head down.
I mean, Prince Andrew was at 10%. How the fuck has he still got 10% of the people behind him?
Well, I'm assuming 10% of the country are paedophiles.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a point, yeah.
No, it is. It's not that. It's more simple that. You know, when you see on the news outside Buckingham Palace, like those mad cunts who camp out and live there forever, and they've got 1 million royal family badges on their hat.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Them people, they still believe.
Yeah, you're right. The ones who sort of, they're at the front for every royal wedding.
Yeah.
They're there 3 weeks early.
Massive
You know.
cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, Prince
Gotta be
Andrew.
on it.
Yeah, it
The
is.
Prince Andrew. I wonder if there's still a Prince Andrew fan club.
Oh,
There is.
fuck.
Of course there is.
Get your new limited edition Prince Andrew badges. I didn't do it.
Prince Andrew's Kids Club.
You know, you get like plates and cups and stuff with like royal weddings. Like Andrew had a royal wedding, didn't he?
He did.
I bet those plates and stuff are dirt cheap now, aren't they? This could be a Delta business opportunity.
I bet they've been using a Pizza Hut in fucking Woking or wherever it was.
We could sell them back to fucking Pizza Expresses. Prince Andrew wedding cutlery. This time next year, Ben and Mike.
That's still the worst offence ever.
I've literally just bid on 200 Prince Andrew mugs. We're gonna fucking kill it, lads.
If we could find them 10%, we'll make a killing.
It's a no-brainer.
Well, let's just look at the sex offenders register and sell it to them.
That's a matter of public record, isn't it? We can make it to him with an IOU. You owe us this. Who else is sending you gifts, you fucking dog? Go look at gift orders out in the mouth. Send us £5, you twat. Or we make it fucking even more public. I think we could sell that to a bank manager.
What the fuck? I'll give it a go.
Are you in, lads?
I'm in.
You in?
Fuck.
Over.
All right, then, let's talk about the fastest man on Earth, Dr. John Paul Stapp. Pretty impressive chap, isn't he?
Certainly is.
He was born in Brazil with a pair of massive steel bollocks. The son of American missionaries there, Stapp eventually became an English major in college, but changed career paths due to a traumatic incident that occurred during his Christmas break In 1928, a 2-year-old cousin was severely burned in the fireplace, and although he tried to nurse a child back to health, his efforts failed, and 63 hours after being burned, the toddler died. Stapp said, "It was the first time I'd ever seen anyone die, and I decided right then I wanted to be a doctor."
This is the first time I've seen death, and I like it.
So I want to be around more of it.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I understand if, like, they'd saved a life, and it's like, wow, I can the power of healing, and it's made me want to become a doctor. But actually, I suppose...
Maybe it was a case of never again, not on my watch.
Yeah, could be that.
Or he just wanted to hang around dead people.
There is.
Could be interpreted that way, couldn't it?
Interpreted.
But no, probably for the more honourable reason, I think. Never, not on my watch, never again.
Yeah, I think so.
Unable to afford to go to a medical school initially, he first earned a master's degree in zoology, then started teaching chemistry and zoology at Decatur College in Texas while he saved up the money. 2 years later, he attended the University of Texas, where he got a PhD in biophysics, and then he went to the University of Minnesota Medical School and got a Doctor of Medicine degree while working as a research assistant there.
Fair play.
A driven guy.
Yeah, because, look, the barrier's there instantly. I want to be a doctor. I can't afford to go to medical school. Well, that could have possibly ended it there, couldn't it? And for most people, it probably does. But fair play to him. He works harder than it. He has to work harder than people with money to get to the same place, which is unfair. Fair play.
Of course, but I mean, let's face it, it's not like he shied away from doing these degrees, is he? I mean,
well, yeah, exactly.
Zoology, biophysics. Then
he had to do all that shit, didn't he? He had to do all that shit, whereas the rich kids went straight in and did their
doctorate.
PhD.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, fair play to him. It's fucking impressive. Yeah. Very obviously a ridiculously intelligent man.
Determined, yeah.
I mean, most people just settle with one degree.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so initially planning on being a paediatrician, Stapp changed career paths after joining the Army Medical Corps during World War II. He worked as a flight surgeon, among other things, and he was heavily involved in designing high-altitude oxygen systems, as well as studying the effects of high-altitude and high-speed flight on the human body. The end goal of all this was to create better safety systems for pilots, because he was puzzled at how some people would survive crashes, even extreme ones, while others in similar or lesser crashes would receive fatal injuries. And a lot of this is to do with the G-force they reckon the human body can take at this point.
Fair play.
The human body can only take 18 Gs, that's it. No more, no less.
And then it goes splat.
And then it's splat, you're dead. And he's like, nah, because these guys are surviving these hardcore crashes.
Like in Spies Are Us. No, Spies Like Us.
Yes.
G-force.
Then no one really knew about any of this until the Second World War, because RAF Spitfires would go into a dive and all their controls would seize up and just lock and usually ended up going into a fatal spin. And it wasn't worked out till later that because they were approaching the 600 odd mile an hour mark, the sound barrier, they were hitting 1G.
It was a very bad idea.
And the instruments couldn't cope with it.
Yeah, the mechanics of the plane couldn't cope with it.
Well, it wasn't power steering, was it?
No, it was like all mechanical or string, it's wires in some cases.
Fucking hell.
Like falling in a Morris Minor at 600 miles an hour.
Yeah, think of it like that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like putting some wings on a Morris Minor. Get in there and kill them Nazis in the other planes.
It was a beautiful. It was a beautiful machine. Walnut fur paneling. Beautiful.
Did you see that Top Gear episode where they tried to turn a Robert Reliant into a spacecraft?
I did. It was excellent.
Yeah.
They didn't quite make it, but they tried.
Yeah.
Spoilers, sorry, listener.
Oh, I'm sure they've seen it by now, mate. That episode was like 20 years old, probably.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, God.
So this all brings us round to Project MX-981 at the Edwards Air Force Base in 1945. So as I said earlier, the prevailing theory was a human body could not withstand more than 18 Gs of force without suffering a fatal injury. Problem is that the airplanes of the age are flying faster and higher than ever, and the military wants to know if their pilots can safely eject at these velocities without being killed, which I suppose makes sense.
Certainly
Of course.
So testing towards this end was overseen by Dr. Stapp using a rocket-powered sled called the Gee-Whiz.
Gee whiz indeed.
This was placed on rails on a 2,000-foot-long track, at the end of which was an approximately 50-foot-long section with a hydraulic braking system, which would hopefully stop the 1,500-pound sled in its tracks.
Hopefully.
Yeah. The passenger aboard the car was initially to be a 185-pound dummy named Oscar 8-Ball, and then potentially later chimpanzees.
That's an amazing name for a wrestler.
Oscar 8-Ball.
Get to the ring now. Oscar 8-Ball! He's got a fucking 8-ball painted on his head.
Yeah.
The head just finish it.
He's got a sock full of snooker balls.
Yeah, you do that when the referee's not looking. And
Yeah.
Oh, it writes itself, man.
I don't like the idea of throwing a chimp in there, though. I've got no issues with the dummy or even a lobotomized prisoner.
I will not wrestle a chimp for no amount of money.
It's good to see you got some standards, Gaz.
I certainly have, Mike. Mama didn't raise no fool. If I had a chainsaw in my hand, I'd fight a chimp. A running chainsaw. If I had to start, if it wasn't running and it was like 3, 2, 1, release the chimp, and I had to start the chainsaw, fuck that. If it's already running and it's like 3, 2, 1, release the chimp, fuck it, bring him on. Bring him on. I'll have him dead up in seconds.
Oh, you don't want to fight a chimp, mate. If you miss, they go for the face and the genitals.
Yeah.
Good. I'll fuck him up. I might cut my own leg off in the process, but I'll fuck him up. But imagine
what if you end up bleeding to death as a result?
Yeah, but over the corpse of the chimp.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a championship belt aloft.
Do you automatically win the championship belt for that?
Yeah, that'll get some hits on YouTube.
Let's just state that we don't condone attacking chimps with chainsaws.
No,
strapping them
first.
Or strapping them to rocket sleds.
No.
If they're coming at you, though, or trying to attack your family, your loved ones, or your dogs, then by all means, chainsaw away.
Yeah.
Well, that applies to people as well.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know if a chainsaw, when it comes to people, if that comes under reasonable force, you might have to argue that quite harshly in court. Maybe a cricket bat.
Well, it depends what's to hand as well, doesn't it? It's like, oh no, my trusty chainsaw was already running into hand.
Oh yeah, I just leave it on the side.
Just in case there's a chimp attack.
You sleep in this house? No. But we rarely get burgled.
We've learned to live with the noise.
And we've not been mauled by chimps in months.
Isn't that right, do you? Your wife's got no face.
That was months ago. Oh, God. How the fuck did we get there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Right, they tested chimps.
No, they didn't test the chimps.
Oh no, they didn't.
They didn't. They were going to.
Oh,
after
yeah.
the dummy, and
Oh,
Stat
yeah.
said, "Nah, you can throw this away. I'm going to be the test subject."
Good on him.
So David Hill, was in charge of collecting the test data throughout the experiments and making sure all the telemetry gear stayed working, said they all thought he was joking, as we had a lot of experts come out and look at our situation. And there was a person from MIT who said if anyone gets 18 Gs, they will break every bone in their body, and that was kind of scary. No shit, Sherlock.
Well, I'll try it.
Yeah. What would you do for fucking somebody who you'd think is an expert in this field comes and says, "No, fucking go faster than that, you'll break every bone in your body." This guy was like, "Fuck that, I'm testing it."
You know, like, you know when if you stand on a cockroach or something, that crunch, right? That's essentially what would happen to your body, just like,
Yeah.
like. Go on then, I'll give it a go.
Strap me in.
Yes, I've grown weary of life.
He must have found out his wife was cheating on him with like 20 people or something the day before. And fuck, he was gutted that he didn't die. This was shit. How I survived.
Oh well,
Right.
load me in again.
Or did he survive though? Spoilers, but I don't want to give it away. Maybe he didn't. Maybe
Well, we'll find out.
We will.
Dr. Stapp, however, using his extensive knowledge of human physiology as well as analysing various crashes where people must have survived more than 18 Gs of force, and he determined the 18 G limit was absurdly low if a proper restraint system was designed and used. He wasn't stupid, though. He was an excellent and meticulous researcher who would soon earn the nickname the Careful Daredevil, which isn't made metal.
Is it really? Is it?
No.
I'm the careful daredevil. I never take a risk.
It's a contradiction in terms.
It is, isn't it? It's not oxymoron.
You're not daredevil, are you? It's like me calling myself the careful rugby player, but I don't play rugby.
Or the virgin shagger.
So the first step was to design a proper restraint system and work out all the kinks in the testing apparatus. Towards this end, they conducted nearly 3 dozen trial runs using the dummy, which turned out to be the best. For example, in test number 1, both the main and secondary braking systems didn't work. So instead of stopping, Gee Whiz and Oscar Abel shot off into the track of the desert. The teeth brakes broke, so they got strengthened and again immediately broke. In another catastrophic failure, the forces were so extreme that Oscar broke free from his restraints. The result of this was his face literally being ripped off thanks to the windscreen in front of his head. He went through a wooden windscreen like it was paper. I watched the footage. Have you seen the footage of Oscar going through the windshield?
I haven't. I've seen the footage of him, but not a dummy.
Oh yeah, Oscar goes through the. It's only like a plyboard windshield kind of thing, but he goes through it like it's paper, and he had his face ripped off. The rest of his body went flying through the air for over 700 feet.
700 feet away from your face.
Do you think after seeing that he's having second thoughts?
Just call him fucking Skeletor from now on.
Man.
Funnily enough, though, it was the next test that he said, "Right, it's my turn now." And we know what we've done.
What a maniac!
Who needs to think when you've got balls as big as mine?
And he obviously, they had to beef up the thing because his big ball energy was actually weighing the sled down.
Can I ask you something, Ben? Did he have to step over the shedded face of the previous participant?
I think he wore it as his own for a while.
He put it on like a big man.
This one's for you, Oscar. No, he decided that the best way to do things was actually to face backwards the first time.
That's what I'd be fair. If I watched a man shed his face and land 700 feet away from me, I'd be like, I'm going to shit this way.
Oh.
Who needs the back of their head? I mean, I can live without that. I need me head.
Oh, God.
Anyway, this one worked, but it was only 10 G's during the breaking period.
So his eyeballs just come out to
His eyeballs came out through his arse on this one.
No, Gaz, he was fine. He was fine. It was 10 G's. We know that people can take at least 18, so
Okay, well,
it's fine at the moment.
Yeah. But the thing is, they ramped up the G's all the way to 35 within 6 months of that first run.
okay.
Stapp said, the men at the mahogany desk thought the human body would never take 18 G's, and here we're taking twice that with no sweat. And by no sweat, of course, he no doubt meant that throughout the tests, he'd suffered a hemorrhaged retina. He literally had redouts. All the blood vessels in his eyes burst.
He went blind for a few hours.
Yeah, 2 or 3 hours he went blind. A fractured rib, lost several fillings from his teeth, got a series of concussions, cracked his collarbone, developed an abdominal hernia, developed countless bloody blisters caused by sand hitting his skin at extreme velocities.
Oh, God.
Severe bruising, shattering his wrists, one of them twice, and fracturing his tailbone. No sweat.
That's fine. He makes Evil Knievel look like fucking Mavis from fucking... Sorry.
Yeah. I'm beginning to question the careful bit in his name.
Did they ever let him out of it? Did they just keep fighting over and over again?
Until he's just a bloody pulp in the seat.
A sack of shit that they drag out at the end.
Barely recognisable as human.
What's worse is he's gone through each one, he's had each injury, recovered from it, and then gone again.
No, he's a special kind of psychopath.
Oh, just a bit.
He's a freak. Or he's brilliant. Alien. Reptilian.
Maybe. While he was recovering from injuries, if further tests needed conducting, he did begin allowing other volunteers. But as soon as he was healthy again, Dr. Stapp was back in the seat instead. One of his co-workers on the project, George Nichols, stated that Stapp just couldn't bear the idea of someone being seriously injured or killed in the experiments he was conducting, so wherever possible, made himself the guinea pig instead.
What a badass.
Yeah.
He's like the Jackie... Excuse me, he's like the Jackie Chan of the science world. Does all his own stunts.
Yeah.
True. Of course, in order for the research as useful as possible, and for other scientists to believe what Dr. Stapp was managing to endure, extremely accurate sensors were needed, which is where one Captain Edward A. Murphy comes in.
Who's he?
Well, this is the guy who gave rise to the popularly named Murphy's Law.
Ah. Was he thick as fucking Irish?
And what is Murphy's Law for people who don't know, Ben?
Whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
Sometimes called Sod's Law.
Yep.
Yes. So basically, he was going to put these sensors in, and then they were going to test on a chimp for this one. Although Murphy would claim it was Stapp that was strapped in. However, after the test run, they found the sensors hadn't worked at all. Turns out he'd wired them up wrong. He'd put them in backwards.
For fuck's sake.
So, yeah, it wasn't good. Stapp always said that it's a good thing because if something doesn't work, does the system fail or does it stay working?
Well, you'd want the whole thing to fail, wouldn't you, if one thing failed? Surely.
No, you'd want that to keep running.
No, you want everything to shut down.
No, because you still got to make it to the braking section.
That's a good point.
So you want everything to keep pushing that sled towards the braking system. All this is doing is recording stuff, sensors. But, it could have been a lot worse.
Mm.
But they decided now that they need to go faster.
Okay.
So, having reached 35 Gs after 26 runs by himself and several others by 11 volunteers, he needed a faster sled. At this point, humans were flying at supersonic speeds, and whether or not they could survive ejecting at those speeds needed to be known. Enter the sonic wind at Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico.
Sonic wind. That's
Sonic
right.
wind.
Fast, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah. Sonic wind.
Finish it. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Baby drops dead.
So this sled could use up to 12 rockets capable of producing a combined 50,000 pounds worth of thrust, resulting in speeds as high as 750 miles an hour.
Wow.
The track was 3,550 feet long, with the braking system using water scoops. The braking will be varied and lowered by raising the water level slightly. So December 10th, 1954, Dr. Stapp will pull off his most daring and final experiment. Previous to this run, Dr. Stapp stated, I practiced dressing and undressing with the lights out, so if I was blinded, I wouldn't be helpless.
Fucking hell.
As he assumed he would probably be blind afterwards if he survived at all.
I practiced with no face.
He would also state when he was sitting there waiting for the rockets to be fired, he said to himself, Paul, it's been a good life.
Fucking painful life.
Yeah.
In order to stop his arms and legs from flapping involuntarily in the wind during the test, they were securely strapped down and a mouth guard was inserted to keep his teeth from breaking off.
Oh,
Wow.
And then he blasted off on his 29th and final sled using 9 solid fuel rockets capable of producing 40,000 pounds of thrust. The sled accelerated from 0 up to 632 miles an hour, which is 1,017 kilometers per hour, in a mere 5 seconds.
fucking hell.
All I can
No.
say is hope he put some gaffer tape over his arsehole.
I bet he was securely plugged.
Based on his previous injuries. That is
That is mental. I mean, you hear like on car shows and stuff, they always say what's a 0 to 60, don't they?
Yeah.
They say that's about 5 seconds in it for a fast car. This is 0 to 600 in 5 seconds.
It's like a jumbo jet. Just you holding onto your face. Wow.
So yeah, but so he's 632 miles an hour in 5 seconds. That's 20 G's of force just on the acceleration phase. Then, in the span of just 1.4 seconds, he came to a full stop, experiencing 46.2 G's of force in the other direction, meaning that his body weighed almost 7,000 pounds at the peak G-force. And he'd also set the highest record for speed record
No
for any human.
shit. No shit.
Wow.
There's a pilot flying above recording this in a jet plane, and he said, quote him, he was going like a bullet. He went by me like I was standing still, and I was going 350 miles per hour.
Jesus.
Fuck me.
He stopped in a fraction of a second. It was absolutely inconceivable that anybody could go in that fast and then just stop and survive. Nevertheless, Dr. Stapp was alive as he was unstrapped from the chair. His eyes had hemorrhaged and were completely filled with blood.
Fucking hell.
Dr. Stapp said,
I'm so happy I'm crying.
do you want to know what Dr. Stapp said?
Oh, yes, please.
It felt like being assaulted in the rear by a fast freight train.
At least they still got a face. the fucking structural integrity of his anus may have been forever changed.
Yeah, he was shitting pancakes the rest of his life.
He's got a rubbery face. Check it's barely attached now.
Well,
What else did he say? What else did he say, Ben?
He said, I felt a sensation in the eyes, somewhat like the extraction of a molar without anaesthetic.
Oh, Jesus.
He'd also cracked some ribs, broken his wrist, had some internal injuries. He had internal injuries to his respiratory and circulatory systems, i.e. his lungs and
his heart.
His veins.
And what the fuck did we get out of this, like, as a species? What did it further? What sort did it advance our understanding of just, don't go that fast?
It's saying that you can eject at that speed and still survive.
Yeah, but with fucking eyes exploded, blood coming out from your eyeballs, your arseholes hanging out your fucking car, fucking armpits aren't where they used to be. Oh, but you can survive.
Yeah.
Oh, what a champion this guy is.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Well, it's worth pointing out this guy also invented the method of halo parachute jumping.
What's that? Hoping for the best.
High altitude, low opening.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You jump from like really, really high up and you don't open until you get to about 1,000 feet.
Like in an action movie.
Like in an action movie, exactly.
Awesome. That's pretty bad, eh?
Yeah.
But what happened when his parachute opened and his entire skeleton shattered?
He just went through the soles of his feet.
Yeah, you can survive that.
With his eyes, he was initially blind and it was assumed that his retinas had detached. But they hadn't, and in a few hours his sight came back.
Oh, wow.
He did live with minor residual effects on his vision that lasted for the rest of his life.
It's the least of his worries, I think. Blurred vision. Yeah, one time you were pissing out blood through your retinas. You don't even see anything, you mad twat. Sit down. Stop trying to jump off things. Stop it. You're 93.
Well, he wanted to do another one. He wanted to go 1,000 miles an hour.
He's a fucking
1,000 miles an hour. 632 and he's suffered them injuries. 1,000. This guy's got a fucking death wish.
He's a lunatic. That'd be the least of my concerns when all my injuries healed. Oh, I reckon we could do that twice as fast. We'll see.
Yeah, my sight came back.
Yeah, I'm fine. No, I'm over here. I'm fine.
He did do further experiments, although he didn't take the seat himself. He used the test dummy. He got to 80 Gs, but at that point, the sonic wind itself ripped off the track and was damaged.
Fuck.
Yeah, he didn't really like using the chimpanzees, so that's why he wanted to do it himself. He got a promotion thanks to the extreme benefits of his work, but after his 46.2 G run, they decided to shut down the experiment altogether. In other words, just get him to stop.
Yeah, for his own fucking safety.
You know, they're like, this guy's really clever. We need him alive. We get that he loves testing shit out, but nah. You've got to stop this now. We've got all the data we need. Got all of it, John Paul.
I can make 1,000 miles an hour, god damn it.
No, you can't. Your body will literally split in two.
Your head will detach, you stupid fucking idiot.
Oh, man.
But, I mean, he'd done his job, hadn't he? The idea was get better restraints and ejection systems and prove that humans could survive ejecting at the fast speeds of the aircraft of the day.
Wow.
Proved it all. He saved lives doing that.
How long did he live? How old was he when he died?
He died in 99. He was 89.
Fuck yeah.
1999 he died.
And what was he trying to do? Parachute off the top of his head?
No, he was just fixing the area on the roof and a slight gust of wind took him off.
Oh,
No, not really. I had no idea. I think he just died of old age.
oh, fair play. Oh, God.
But he did save hundreds and thousands of lives because he then went on to champion using the use of seatbelts in cars, airbags, things like that.
Everybody.
And he even strapped himself into the cars, and they throw him up brick walls to prove his point.
But they just show videos of him when he was in the hospital with all his injuries at once.
Yeah.
There on the bed going, uh,
Wear a seatbelt, kids. Or you'll look like me.
They've written it on his plaster on his head on the casks he got.
Oh, and all the doctors are chimps. There's loads of chimps around him with little white coats on.
Oh, God. Oh, God. It was all perfect.
He never really got much credit for convincing car manufacturers to prioritise automobile safety, and he did give them most of the initial data to help them improve designs. He never really got little credit for that, but he was behind it. So not only is he an absolute badass with massive steel testicles, he is. If you've ever been in a car crash and survived due to a seatbelt, you can thank him.
Well, I think this guy deserves a round of applause. I do.
You mean a full cut into the ball round of applause?
Yeah, I reckon so. He's a fucking legend, isn't he?
Yeah. There we go. I think that's probably the best person we've ever talked about on this show.
Probably.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Normally their pedos are fucking serial killers.
or inventors who want to make death rays.
Yeah. Or nut jobs.
Or ward psychos.
Or just each other.
Or just each other.
What? Oh, Lord. Well, that was awesome.
Yeah, that is John Paul Starr. All right, so let's finish the show on some weird news and broken hearts and bleeding sharks.
Hey.
I'll go first then. Pentagon admits holding and testing wreckage from UFO crashes, author claims. Oh, yeah.
Thought you'd like this one, mate.
Yeah.
They've admitted it, though, haven't they? It's not even a claim anymore, is it?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Well, they said they recovered crafts that were not of this earth. Remember all that?
Yeah, it came out in the paper, didn't it, in the New York Times or whatever, and then, like, they had to retract it somehow, part of it. I'm not sure which part they retracted.
Oh, fuck balls.
Yeah.
They said about the crafts definitely off from this earth, whether they've recovered anything or not, I don't remember.
Yeah, that's the bit I think they had to retract it.
Because you had Tom DeLonge saying, like, yeah, they've got stuff, I've seen it, and they're like, what you want about, Tom? Shut up.
Oh, the small things. That's better.
Yeah, shut up and sing.
Monkey boy.
UFO author Anthony Braglia wrote to the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency requesting details of all UFO material, which it holds, and the results of any tests carried out. The DIA released 154 pages of test results that includes reports on mysterious memory metal called nitinol, which remembers its original shape when folded. Mr. Brigalier claimed it was a stunning admission from the US government and said some of the retrieved debris possesses extraordinary capabilities.
Transformers use that sort of technology.
Maybe the Transformers then, Gaz?
Well, I bet there's an element to that in the transformation, you know. This bit of metal remembers that it goes foldy over this way.
Yeah, makes sense. Have you seen the new one on Netflix, actually?
I've tried. I love the storyline. I like the animation, but I hate the fact that to get around sort of, you know, that there's sort of guild and actors guild and that kind of stuff. Basically, they paid the cheapest voice actors they could rather than get the actual voice actors. It just kills it for me. I love the storyline. Everything's very reminiscent of the Dreamwave comics and the IDW comics. But it's just fucking hell. They've just got like the shittest actors you can. I'm angry. Scrimping and saving.
Yeah, looks that way. But yeah, I didn't mind it. I watched both seasons. It was okay.
There's a third one coming. There's a trilogy. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So the Pentagon's admitted to holding on to this metal from UFOs or Transformers.
Mm.
And they've been able to learn some things about the materials of construction, which hold tremendous promise, as futuristic materials will change our lives forever.
Oh yeah, especially if you can fold your phone up and like, I don't know, put it somewhere and then it just springs back. Or
Have the government come out and confirm this, or is there evidence
Well,
of
this
this
is
letter?
a 154-page Freedom of Information request release.
Mike, evidence is for losers.
Nah.
We do conspiracies. What's evidence?
You know my stance on aliens.
Well, yeah, I know. I made a reference today that nobody really got. Well, they got, but maybe it just wasn't funny. But I thought it was funny. There's a lad at work. You know the type of people who, if they just bang themselves ever so slightly, they act like an Italian footballer. And they're like, "Oh God!" Like, you know the type. He did one of those completely typical over-the-top reactions today. And I think I've just watched so much pro wrestling in my life. I know selling when I see it. It's like, that didn't really hurt. Anyway, I said, fucking hell, JFK made less fuss when he got shot in the fucking head. Fucking ridiculous, mate. Oh, anyway. You know when someone's really hurt, it's like guttural and it makes you heckle stand up. You're like, oh, God, something awful has happened. But
Oh my God, there's a lot of blood on the floor.
Well, when someone's just making a meal of it, you're just like, oh, fuck off. They want you to take part in some little social game where, like, I'm supposed to say now, ooh, are you okay? Ooh, but I know it's acting, so I'm not going to act as just fuck off. And then suppose that's probably why they think I'm an arsehole, because I just stood there watching him do his little dance with his thumb. Like, ooh, fucking hell. Anyway.
Well, fair enough.
I needed to get off my chest.
That's fine.
Without giving it away his actual name, Sarah came up with an amazing nickname for him. His name's Nick. He's a nickhead. He's just a nickhead. An utter nickhead. He's the sort of person, I don't know if I've said this before, who holds a box. And this isn't a thing I'm making up. This is a real life incident. Holding like a packet that clearly it says on it the name of the product and times 10. Like massive. Literally in black and white. Quite literally black print on a white fucking label. And he's got this sort of accent from like Gloucestershire sort of thing. Here, Gareth. How many's in a pack of these?
Well, mate, you can't fix stupid.
I'm not the brightest peanut in the turd, Ben. Well, fuck me. Anyway, sorry, aliens. Maybe this guy's
aliens. One. Apparently, this stuff could have come from the Roswell incident of 1947.
Oh, doesn't ever.
It's all speculation, though, isn't it? Because if you get down to the bottom of the article, it said the DIA has held back certain details about materials, including any information they could be of alien origin.
Yeah, well, you know, it's speculation,
which is
but true.
The key point, isn't it? They haven't actually come out and said it's of alien origin. They've left it quite ambiguous, I suppose.
Well, fair enough, but some of it's been redacted, of course. But you know, we all know where it's come from.
Space.
Exactly. Space.
Klingon.
Yeah, why not? Klingons, Romulans, Borg.
Oh,
whatever.
The Clangers.
The Clangers.
Didn't they live on the moon?
The Clangers, yeah, I think they did, Mike, yeah. I don't think they had spacefaring technology.
The Clangers, isn't that the nickname for Blackburn Rovers?
No.
It should be Clang.
Nah, their nickname's the shit.
Northern shit.
Still higher than Forest.
Yeah, geographically.
I meant league position.
Only just.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, he still haven't won 2 European Cups back to back, have it?
Oh, God.
What league are you two in again?
Championship.
No, fair enough. One league above Shrewsbury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That tiny little club just up the road, you know.
Fallen giants, guys. Fallen giants. Time will come. The time will come again. It's all a wheel.
How long have you been saying?
Every season we say it. This is our year now. Back to
This is our
the
year.
big time. Back to the Prem.
It'll take like at least two.
Yeah, well, it's all a wheel. It all goes round. What comes around goes around. We'll get back there.
I think they call that magical thinking.
Good enough for me. I'm going to start doing sex magic about it.
Whatever fills that hole in your...
Well, magic is in the butthole.
That's what football is. Football is the opium of the masses.
Should we go on to the next one?
Yeah, next one.
Next up, communicating with a dreaming person is possible.
Yeah, you just go up to the head and go, wake up, you fucking silly twat.
No, a two-way communication.
Oh.
So if I'm dreaming, someone can communicate with me inside my dream and I can communicate them.
Exactly, yeah. 4 independent teams report that lucid dreaming during the REM stage allows for two-way communication.
Wow. Well, that's impressive.
Chris Mazurek was a freshman in college when he had a dream that he was inside the Legends of Zelda video game. He saw himself as the main protagonist, Link, in third person. Suddenly, beeping noises came from inside the game. That was my cue, Mazurek says. In reality, Mazurek was napping on a bed inside a laboratory during his third session of being induced into a lucid dream, in which you are aware, while dreaming, that what you are experiencing is in fact a dream. By a research team at Northwestern University in 2019. He was one of 36 participants in an international experiment that aimed to establish communication between the sleeping and awake. Northwestern's research team had asked Mazurek to signal to them, while asleep, that he was having a lucid dream. Mazurek was to do this by moving his eyes left to right 3 times as quickly as he could. The team then asked Mazurek a simple math equation through a speaker: what is 8 minus 2? Still asleep, he moved his eyes back and forth and gave 6 as his answer. Answering them, I was half dreaming I was in the video game and half where I was still in the lab, Mazurek says. When I heard the math problem cue in the dream, I realised I must still be asleep.
Wow, fucking hell. But I've already got the answer wrong.
Your maths, yeah.
Yeah. What's 6 minus 2? Oh, fucking hell, I'll just wake up.
It was 8 minus 2, so you would have got it wrong.
Yeah.
Guys, what's the answer? Tits. I'm dreaming of tits. For fuck's sake. Ah, well.
Have you ever had a lucid dream?
Not that I know of.
Does anyone here lucid dream?
I barely remember them, to be fair.
I can tell myself to wake up if they're not good.
Yeah, I get this thing. This is a dream and you need to wake up.
I get that most nights, to be honest.
Are you plagued by nightmares?
Not nightmares. They're just weird. There's dreams. Dreams are weird. I don't want surreal. Weird.
Life's my waking nightmare. I go to sleep to get away from it.
I try and live a bit. Right, shall I read this bad boy out? They care about my privacy. Fuck off. Oh, do I have to? How many things do we just accept all to? And we haven't got a fucking clue what we're accepting.
Oh, yeah, we could be fucking damning
That's
our soul forever. The devil could have slipped one in and we wouldn't notice.
That's why weird numbers you don't recognise ring you all day. Because you just, every day you're on your phone going, accept.
Yeah, but who reads the terms and conditions? Facebook terms and conditions is longer than War and Peace.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
It's done like that on purpose, so people are just fucking, oh, fuck it, I'll say anything. I ain't reading that shit. and it's all like legalese. It's not like a novel.
My favourite language, the beauty of legalese.
Oh.
One day I'm going to write a poem in legalese. It'll be beautiful. So anyway, and finally, cat invades market, tries to steal cat food, but ends up sleeping.
Oh, it's like a feel-good story.
Maybe the most catty cat story ever.
Yeah, it is.
I read this with a cat asleep on me as I speak. Bless her. A hungry cat invaded a market in the morning with a very clear objective: to eat cat food. He managed to go unnoticed by the employees of the Tesco market in the city of Rugby, England, and successfully reached the feed corridor. But an unexpected thing ended his plan. He slept.
Oh.
As is evident from the blatant... there's a word missing there. That's not me being...
I think this article may have been translated.
He took a look at the available rations and chose a £2.49 ration.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Why has it been translated? It's in England. If someone translated it from another foreign language, that doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Some fuckers translated it from English, reported it in one country, and then someone's retranslated it back. And it sounds like this. And I'm going to read it exactly as it's fucking written, all right? He even dropped it on the floor, but in that moment he unexpectedly fell asleep. The first who caught the thief was Melanie Morris Jones, 39, who went to the market to get something to eat and drink. She asked
shit.
She asked the cashier if he knew he had a cat in the feed corridor.
The feed corridor? What is that?
It sounds
funny.
like a game.
This is like written by someone who's never been in a supermarket in their life.
You go to the brothel and they're like, are you interested in the bedrooms or the feed corridor? Well, the cashier surprisingly replied that every time this cat came in, but this time he tried to steal and ended up sleeping. No reports were made to the police. Good. What is this fucking Judge Dredd? Jesus Christ. He comes to fire the higher.
Cat?
I hope they fed the cat.
Illegal to
The
eat.
cat doesn't look like he's starving.
No, he's a fat bastard. Because he lives in a fucking supermarket. Oh well.
Well, at least you've got a happy tale.
That cat looks a bit like Boris Yeltsin.
But pissed.
He's got a weird patch on his head.
You're on about Gorbachev.
Oh, that's who I mean. Redhead. You know, it's Shaun of the Dead where everyone who he sees keeps saying to him, "You've got red on you." You reckon Gorbachev used to get that? You've got red on your head. Sorry.
Well, at least we've got a happy ending. A happy tale for once.
Yeah. Fair play.
Makes a change.
I said let's depress everyone now with some really bad advice.
Yeah, broken hearts and bleeding sharks.
Can we have the theme tune, please, guys?
Broken hearts and bleeding sharks.
All right, shall I go first, Mike?
Yeah, man.
Why do we need to breathe? Anyone else think how horrifying it is that we have to constantly breathe or we just die?
Well, it is pretty fucked up, but one of the most amazing things is that our body just does it for us without us thinking about it. Because if that was another thing you had to remember, well, I'd be fucked.
Oh, yeah.
So what Mike's suggestion to this young man is, if he's so fucking tired of breathing, just hold your breath underwater till you stop. And no one's going to miss you. You fuck.
Fair enough.
Wait a few rounds of COVID and then see if he's moaning about breathing.
Yeah.
Ungrateful little prick. Oh, lungs. Oh, I'm so. It's such a shitter, isn't it? Having to breathe. Fuck off. Grateful. It's a miracle that it just happens, even when you're unconscious on fuckloads of drugs sometimes. Like fucking the fuck conscious, and it still does it for you. You can't walk into the work. That does it. You have to think about that, don't you? But
It's true.
And you know, like what Rambo says, killing's as easy as breathing. And that's what I said this man does to himself. I'm joking, of course, before anyone writes a letter to, the governing body of podcasts.
Oh, man, we don't want them on our backs again.
No. Right. What's next on this agenda of horror?
Okay, next up, is pizza a balanced diet?
Yeah.
If you eat it with other things.
He says it has all the food groups. It's got grains, which is the crust, protein, pepperoni, sausage, etc., dairy, cheese, vegetables, onions, peppers, etc., fruits, tomato sauce.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's a genius.
No, he's not. Okay, let's go through the major. That's what we call toppings. Let's go for the major construction elements of your standard pizza. What's the base made of?
Bread.
Is that good for you?
Part of a balanced diet, it's okay.
Yeah, but he's saying pizza, so he's on about I can as long as I change the toppings, I can eat pizza every day like a ninja turtle. You're not fucking Michelangelo. Fucking hell. Fuck me, do I really have to explain this? If you ate pizza every single fucking day, anyone, even people remark to me that how do you eat shit and stay skinny? Well, I eat a small amount of shit. That's the key. I'm not healthy, I'm just skinny. But I'm not healthy, I just eat a small amount of shit. But if you eat lots of that same shit, if I multiplied that out, it's happened to me before, and eat a lot of shit, guess what? I get really fat. Pizza dough, 3 times a day, your colon will explode inside you. You stupid. Doesn't matter fucking olives you put on the top, you stupid fucking bell end. Jesus. Fucking. When his fucking stomach explodes in his face. Fuck me. Fucking skin turns to fucking pizza grease. Man, pizza is amazing and lovely, but man cannot live off pizza alone. Like I said earlier, you are not a ninja fucking turtle. They're radioactive, man. They're mutants. They haven't got the same metabolism as you fucking nincompoop.
Yes, well done. Next one. Should I quit masturbation after Mom's death? My mom died 8 days ago. I was a carer. Now I'm alone and I just want to make a pro.
8 days ago, and this is on the top of your list of fucking things to worry about. Have you been through a possession yet? Have you been through a will? Have you grieved, man? Have you grieved? I mean, I'm a horny man. But if 8 days after my mother's death I hadn't had a wank, I don't think I'd notice. 2 weeks, I'd start asking questions. 3 weeks, and I'd be on an analyst's couch. Jesus Christ. Hey, just have a wank. Just man up and have a wank, you silly sod.
But he wants to make a prode.
Mate, you're on the internet writing questions. You're one click away from wank paradise, you silly twat. What are you on fucking Google questions for when you could be on fucking YouPorn?
Yeah, it's a valid point.
Your mum wouldn't want you to stop. It's not
Well,
healthy.
he did it herself.
Yeah, it's not healthy to stop. So just, man up a bit. That's my advice to him. Man up a bit. Come on, lad. That's your mum, not your wife. Jesus Christ. Oh, what was going on? I mean, I don't know. But come on. Unless your favourite was MILF porn, and every time you go on there now, you're like, oh, mummy. But we'll go on teeny babysitter porn or whatever. Just change it round, flip it up a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta flip it.
Get a grip. Literally.
You get a strong grip.
Yeah. Fucking loser. Who the fuck lets their mother's death get in the way of a wank? Fucking hell.
Just doing it at the funeral doesn't go down well.
No, never. But to this guy who wrote it in, I'm ever so sorry, but if you can't manage it 9 days in, then you don't deserve your cock, mate. You're a disgrace to cock havers everywhere. Think of all the little weirdo trannies that would kill for that cock, and you don't even use it right. Cock. I've dealt with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up. This is entitled Good Penis Aim? Question.
Okay.
How do you come on your feet without missing? I do it because it is easy to clean and I love feet.
How do you come on your feet without missing?
Yeah. And then he says, update, I meant to say, come on my own feet.
Yeah, I got that bit. What weird angle is this guy's cock stuck at that it's difficult to just point down and slap on your own feet? I mean, what happened to it? Did it get caught in a vice? In a horrible fishing accident? What happened? Why is it so difficult to point down and spat?
Maybe it's not a problem with his cock. Maybe it's his feet. Maybe his feet run backwards.
My God.
Well, in that case, he's fucked, didn't he?
And then this letter shouldn't be about his spaffing, should it? It should be like, my feet are on backwards. And it's really bad. I have to walk backwards. I got a crick in my neck.
What if he's got really small feet?
Right. I'm speaking specifically to the person who wrote this now. Take hold of the penis. Put the penis down and spaff. It's like, geez, it could be. You could teach a fucking. Oh, God.
He's going on Google Answers to fucking ask that question.
Fucking. How do I spaff on my feet? Well, get a normal cock and a brain that's not diseased. You fucking spaffy-feeted. I don't have to clean them as well. You better add what? Just because it's on your feet, you're still got to clean.
Some really inventive people out there with masturbation. I've never thought about spaffing on my feet.
Done. Does he think that counts as not clean? I spaff on my feet and I put my socks back on and I just go back again. And I wonder why I've got no friends and everyone says I smell like rotting fish.
Nah.
Yeah. Some strange people out there.
Well, I hope his backwards feet cause him to fall into the road.
All right. Next one.
There's more.
A member of my... Yes, I think we've got two more.
Yeah.
A member of my household does not flush the toilet after peeing, so I can smell urine every time. What are the harmful effects of smelling urine for long periods of time?
Why are you in there for long? Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can still smell it. Oh, big lungfuls. I can still smell it. Flush the toilet and grow up, you fucking shithead.
Maybe the toilet's right next to his bed. It's a bed sit.
Oh, I hate people like that. Like, hey, you forgot to... Sometimes people forget. Just man up, grow up, pop the seat down and press flush. Just fucking hell. Is it worth shitting the house over?
I never flushed it.
Down.
I never flush the toilet every time I go for a piss, man. It's waste water.
You're like that. What does he say in that Meet the Fuckers?
Yeah.
If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Unless it becomes too unbearable, then you got to flush it. You've got at least 3 or 4 pisses before it becomes unbearable.
if the cat comes out with its eyes watering. It's thirsty for the oxygen. Yeah, probably flush that. Right. Anyway, this guy just flushed a bug. Grow up and stop sniffing your partner's piss, you weirdo. Grow up. Next, finally, this should be, give them my best advice.
Okie
I'm
doke.
literally stretching my shoulders like Hulk Hogan before a match. Here we go.
Okay. Girlfriend makes fun of my penis. How do I stop without sounding soft? No pun. She pokes fun of the lack of length and size. He makes cute little pet names for it and even jokes about it around our friends.
Oh, fuck it. I'll get yourself a new girlfriend.
Never, no, Ben, that's at the very small end of it. I think what in reality needs to happen. Do we know what country this is in? No.
No, dude.
If it's America, you go to your local Walmart and you buy an M16 and get yourself a maybe a few hand grenades. I'm sure they sell them at Walmart. Night vision goggles, all this shit, all this shit that gives a redneck a hard on. Get tooled up, and just like Terminator 2 when Sarah Connor goes after Miles Dyson, but don't pussy out and change your mind like she did. And I would say just execute your girlfriend off the face of the earth. I would just not only kill, I would like somehow atomize her in a way. I would explode her somehow. I mean, that's awful. In front of your friends. Why would you? Right, even if I had a massive dick, I wouldn't want my missus to, like, when we're out with my friends, like, oh my God, do you know what I call his cock? I call it the mammoth. Even if it's, so imagine if it's tiny, it's like, do you know what I call his cock? Little snaily whaley. Why should you just bounce her head off the bar there and then gone? I mean, you're going to prison, but Jesus, it's weird. I mean, no man needs to live like this.
No.
Alternatively, you could just pack your bags and leave overnight, and nobody needs to die in any kind of violent action movie stylized way.
Yeah.
Probably the better advice.
Nah, a bit of murder's never hurt anyone, has it?
Apart from the person being murdered.
Well, if that person is the sort of person who says, he's got a tiny cock when you're at parties, well,
There's no need for that. There is no need for that.
And that's
it's
people
fucking...
who off balconies or roll downstairs, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One day you'll be walking behind her in like those like 60 grand shoes that he paid for. Just like, tell him I've got a little cock one more, and he'll just snap like, oh God, he'll just shove her and like down she'll go, and the diamond rings and all that all fly off, and he'll just be like, finally.
Like a weight is lifted off your shoulders.
She shouldn't have been wearing them 6-inch heels on these metal stairs. Down you go. But anyway, I'm not encouraging murder.
Can I just point out that she may just have an incredibly large vagina?
It's possible.
I doubt it, but in all seriousness, we don't, to our group of listeners who are loyal, I don't condone violence against women in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, I'm just being a dick. But lead a fucking awful situation. No woman is worth. No man would be worth that. If a man was doing a similar equivalent thing, fuck that shit. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's fucking wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just dump her, man. It ain't worth it.
Yeah,
Find someone who fucking wants to be with you because they like you. And no, if people are like that, if people belittle you like that, and they can't possibly love you, can they? So
the wrong person.
Or find someone who's been with someone with a smaller penis than you.
That could be impossible for this guy. But anyway, and if that's the case, kill yourself, not her. But anyway, obviously jokes. Not funny. We love you. I think that concludes broken hearts and bleeding shots.
Yeah, I'd say that does. And I'd say that's the end of the show. Thank you very much for listening. I've been Ben. Don't drink the flavour aid and don't join a cult unless it's one we start.
Me, I've been Gaz. Thank you for listening. Free Biff Tannen.
I mean, Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.